Hi Danny, today we are going to do lesson number 38 and this one is super fun because it goes over multiplication facts, and some of the multiplication facts, a lot of them you already know, probably a lot of these you already know, but there's some that you're going to have to just memorize. You know, there's not like an easy trick to learning them, it's just repetition, learning it, getting it in your brain, and then memorizing it so that anytime you see that multiplication, like 3 times 4, you're automatically going to know that it's 12. Or if you see 6 times 8, you're automatically going to know that it's 48 every single time. So this one's going to be pretty fun. And I can't wait to see what you do with it, okay? Have fun doing your math. Love you. Bye. Okay, hello again, Danny. Today we are doing lesson number 38, multiplication facts, and you just practiced your multiplication facts on your facts practice, so you had a little bit of practice there. And now we're going to move on to a few more multiplication facts, the ones that we have not practiced yet. And so that's going to be super fun. You probably already know them. This is Joy, and since the multiplication facts are called the memory group, these are the ones that you sort of just have to memorize. That's why I put this little picture, because remember, these little balls represent memories, and Joy just loves them. And you probably have some multiplication facts already in your little memories, in your little brain. Well, you have a big brain, but still. Okay, here we go. Let's start with mental math. And these are the ones, on this one, we're going to add dollars to another amount of money. This is setting you up to do something really cool in the future, but for now, we're just going to add dollars to another amount of money. Pretty soon, they're going to make it more complex and add dollars and cents. So here we go. Let's add $3.45 plus $1. Write down your answer. Okay, that one was easy, right? Let's go on to B. What's $5.75 plus $2? Write your answer. What about C? Now we're getting a little trickier. What's 85 cents plus $2? Write your answer. And D, we're going to do a little bit of review here. 365 minus 120. You're used to doing these problems, so see if you can do that in your head. On E, we're going to do 45 plus 8 plus 120. A lot of numbers there. Let's see if you can do that in your head. And what about F? We're going to do 56 plus 19 plus 200. Alrighty, Smarty Pants, we are going to move on to problem solving. And problem solving is pretty cool. They first talk about how you can make $1 with 2 coins. Okay, so here we go, 2 coins. And these are called half dollars. So if you have 2 half dollars, you can make a whole dollar. This picture, this is an example of what a half dollar looks like. We don't have lots of them around, but this is actually worth 50 cents. So you can see that if you would have 2 of these, then that would make $1. Alrighty, now, can you make $1 with 3 coins? And turns out that you can, because what if you have 1 half dollar, there's 50 cents, and then you have 2 quarters. 2 quarters makes 50 cents, so 50 cents plus 50 cents is another $1. So that's pretty cool. You can make $1 with 3 coins. And it also says, what can you make $1 with 4 coins? And it turns out you can. And the answer to that one is you would have 4 quarters, and that would make $1. Okay? Now, this is the one that you have to do by yourself, and it's very tricky. Can you make $1 with 5 coins? So you're going to have to think about how to do that and just try it out with all the coins that you know. So remember, you've got your 50 cent half dollar, and I would just write half dollar so you can practice things. You've got your 25 cents quarter. You've got your 5-cent nickels. You've got your 10 cents dimes. You've got your 1 cent pennies. So see if you can make $1 with only 5 coins. That is your challenge if you choose to accept it. So go for that. You're definitely going to have to pause the video here and do a little addition and playing around with different coins. So see what you can do with that, okay? And when you come back, we are going to go over this new, not a new car, a new concept. Okay, so this is going to be a new concept. You're probably like, Mom, that isn't even a fancy car. Is it? I don't even know. I don't even know what kind of car it is. But there you go. There's your picture of a car. And here's the new concept. And the new concept is that there are only 10 multiplication facts that we haven't practiced yet. And these are called the memory group. I'm going to write that. Memory group. And the reason they're the memory group is because you just have to memorize these. You just have to learn them by doing them over and over and over, okay? So I'm going to go over them a little bit, and then we'll see how we do with your lesson practice, okay? So here we go. 3 times 4 is 12. So that's the first one there. 3 times 4 is 12. The other thing that is not listed here is that you already know the commutative property of multiplication. So when you know that 3 times 4 is 12, that also means that 4 times 3 is 12. 3 times 4 is 12. 4 times 3 is 12. What about 3 times 6? 3 times 6 is 18. It's kind of like counting by sixes. 6, 12, 18. So 3 times 6 is 18. Try and just remember that even without counting. Try and just learn it, memorize it. What about 3 times 7? 3 times 7 is 21. So again, you could count by sevens, 7, 14, 21. But I want you to just memorize it. 3 times 7 is 21. 7 times 3 is 21. So whenever you see those numbers together, 3 times 7, 7 times 3, you're just going to be like 21. It's just going to be dripping off your tongue. You know it that good. What about 3 times 8? 3 times 8 is 24. 3 times 8 is 24. 3 times 8 is 24. Also, 8 times 3 is 24. Yep, 8 times 3 is 24 too because of the commutative property of multiplication. So 3 times 8, 8 times 3, it's the same thing. It's always 24. You could count by 8s, right? You would say 8, 16, 24. But I want you to memorize 3 times 8 is 24. What about the next one? 4 times 6. 4 times 6 is 24 as well. So that's cool. There are different ways to get to the number 24. You could do 3 times 8, 8 times 3, 4 times 6, 6 times 4. All of these numbers multiply to 24. So awesome. Now, what if you want to get to 28? Well, one way is you could do 4 times 7. 4 times 7 is 28. 7 times 4 is 28. So you could count by sevens, and you could do 7, 14, 21, 28, and that's 4 sevens. So 4 sevens make 28. Or you could also count by fours if you're good at doing that. You could do 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. And either way, 4 times 7 makes 28. What about 4 times 8? 4 times 8 is 32. 4 times 8 is 32. 8 times 4, 32, is also 32. So that's another one to memorize. 4 times 8 is 32. You could count by 8s again. You could do like 8, 16, 24, and then 32. So there you go. You can get to 32 by counting 4 8s. Or you could count 8 4s if you're really good at counting by fours. You could do 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. So 4 times 8 is 32. What about 6 times 7? This is so cool because this is a way to get to 42. 6 times 7 is 42. 7 times 6, also 42. 6 times 7 is 42. So that's one. Burn that into your brain so you can just come dripping off your tongue whenever you see 6 times 7. Whenever you see 6 times 7, you'll just be like, oh, that's 42. Oh yeah, 7 times 6, I know that. It's 42. Easy peasy. All right, what about 6 times 8? 6 times 8 is 48. 6 times 8, 48. That's a cool one because it kind of rhymes. 6 times 8 is 48. 8 times 6 is 48 too. It doesn't sound as good because it doesn't rhyme that way, but commutative property of multiplication, 6 times 8 is 48. 8 times 6 is 48. What about 7 times 8? Do you know that one? 7 times 8 is 56. 7 times 8 is 56. 8 times 7 is 56. So that's a cool one too. Alrighty. All these need to be memorized, and that's why I put this little picture here so you can memorize it. So it says at the bottom that, you know, when you're doing those timed written tests, you know how I time you at the beginning and I time you all the way up to 5 minutes. One of the goals that they say is to try to complete it in 4 minutes if you can. And also, if you complete it in 4 minutes, they want you to try to make no more than 3 mistakes. So try and make 1, 2, or 3 mistakes. But if you're making 4, 5, or 6, or 8 mistakes, then you're probably going too fast. You never do that because I've been correcting yours and you usually get them all right. And sometimes you miss one, and very occasionally you might miss more than one. But most of the time you're doing really well. But those are going to get harder. We're going to start multiplication facts on your timed test. So just wanted you to know that it's going to get a little trickier, but that's okay because that is what we're here for. We are here to keep challenging ourselves and keep working hard, okay? Love you, Danny. Have fun with your lesson practice. The next thing that you're going to have to do is you're going to have to take test number F, and I'm going to put it with your homework, I think. I think you have to try and do that for part of your lesson practice, all right? So good luck with your homework. Love ya. Bye.